Okay, start looking that way. Hey everyone, like many photographers who shoot film, I often find myself holding on to rare and expired films in my fridge, waiting for a perfect opportunity to use them. I feel scared to use them and worry that the photos I take with them won't live up to the standard that I've set for them. I wanted to start this series I'm dubbing Cold Storage as I go through the journey of making art and shooting with these films. I hope that, even if the photos that I make with them are not the most valuable ones I've ever shot, I'll be able to share that experience of shooting these films with you. For this episode, I thought we could start with some Velvia 50 that I got several years back on Facebook Marketplace, while I was in Taipei for the first time. I shot my first two images on a bridge overlooking the river on the way to the Grand Hotel. The first exposure is a bit longer and takes a bit more of a stylistic approach. There were some larger cars on the bridge which ended up shaking my image a little, and the longer exposure time increased the contrast a little bit, which I just tried to lean into when editing. I ended up opening the aperture for the second shot to cut down a bit of the exposure time, but as we end up seeing across this image and the next ones, it tends to add a little bit of softness. We had a lot of wind in this shot, and it ended up shaking a lot of the leaves, but I feel like combined with the barrel distortion of the lens, it creates kind of a dynamic, ethereal feel for the image. I just wanted to quickly mention all of the help that I got from Burkes Blog. I ended up using his times for reciprocity failure, and I used a lot of his tips for how to mediate these images. His blog has a lot of useful information, and I would highly recommend it, especially if you're new to photography. This next photo is easily one of my favorite photos that I've taken on the trip, and definitely a portfolio highlight. I feel like it beautifully shows off how well side film can be at night. In the sky you see just an inkling of city lights behind you, and then the color is saturated and contrasty. I realized the shot also has Taipei 101 in it, but I liked it too much not to include. It shows the beauty of Taipei with the rich and saturated colors, perfectly showcasing the fine grain of the film stock. Looking back at this image brings me back to the great memories I made there, moments of heat, energy, and joy. Although I don't feel like it's winning any awards, it's a perfect snapshot of the unforgettable experience I had.